here. It's good to be live. Hey guys, can you hear us okay? It took us a second.
Beer Friday.
That's right.
Is this Friday?
It is Friday. Beer Friday, everybody. It's Fierce Friday, Formula One Friday.
Virgin Strike Friday.
Virgin Strike, yeah.
Survivor Less Than 100 Friday. The Angry Greek joining us later Friday.
That's right. The rumors of the Angry Greek we're going to reveal later.
The world knows already. The world has heard. The world has heard.
The world's heard.
The Angry Greek anguishing over a missed field goal or something like that.
Well, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you have to anguish. Sometimes, the gambling can have its ups and downs. And
I watched the Angry Greek's girlfriend cringing as he was screaming. But we'll talk about that later when we get to it.
All right, we'll talk about Cringe Fest. Let's start off. You want to start off with Formula One and just say, hey, it's in town. It's crowded.
Formula One. It's happening. It's happening now.
Yes.
I mean, it's like it starts today, doesn't it?
Yesterday, Thursday, they did the trial runs.
Okay, so we don't have to say anything about how screwed up the city is because of it. We've talked about that a lot.
Right, and you guys know, especially if you're here in Vegas, the traffic up and down the Strip, especially the south end of the Strip.
Yeah. To me, the interesting thing is the odds.
Okay.
How that has changed.
Right. Okay. I mean, last year, Max Verstappen
was like 30-1 favorite or something. Not really, but I mean, he was
he was far ahead the favorite.
Yeah, he was a gigantic favorite. This year, he's the 5th favorite.
Okay.
How does that change? Let's say 1, 2, 3. No, he's the 4th favorite.
Okay, but what happened? Like he was so far ahead just a year ago.
You know, Andrew, I used to go to the Formula One, the Grand Prix in Long Beach, and I used to make odds. Mm-hmm. They hired me to come out to Long Beach and make odds on the race, and they loved me because I always got them right.
Okay.
I don't know a damn thing about car racing, so you know how I got it right?
Yeah, I was going to ask. I mean, everybody wants to know.
I hooked up with the trainers.
Okay.
Because they all went, and these weren't the top. Mostly, it wasn't the top drivers. This was the Celebrity Formula One. And I hooked up with the trainers, and they told me who was good and who wasn't. So it was the trainers who were doing it. I was putting my name on it, and everybody was going, man, that guy's great.
Okay.
But I have no clue. I have
so
no
it was
understanding.
An information play. You had access to some good information.
Yeah, well, that's what you're supposed to do in gambling, too. In sports betting, you're supposed to get information. So here's a line on this. Amazing. The lead, and I don't even know these guys' names, so don't get mad at me. Charles Leclerc, I suppose it's pronounced, plus 245 is the favorite. Mm-hmm. So you get 2.5 to 1 on your money betting him. Number 2 favorite is Lando Norris, plus 280. Number 3 is Carlos Sainz, I believe, Sainz.
Okay.
Plus 485, and then Verstappen comes in at plus 500.
Plus 500.
You can get 5 to 1 on Verstappen, who took this race down last year pretty easily.
Now, is this a popular bet?
I don't know.
You're getting 5 to 1.
5 to 1 sounds kind of good to me if I were gonna do it.
Absolutely.
Hello to Tanya, who makes the best okra. Not chewy or gooey, simply perfect. Samuel Jackson wrote that. Wow, right. That's pretty good. So anyway, so much for Formula One, and that's happening right now. We'll get through some of these beginning things, and then we'll start taking questions. Virgin Las Vegas.
There's a strike going on. Yeah, a culinary strike. These guys couldn't get around it, huh?
No, they couldn't do it. So the strike is on.
Okay.
There's yelling and screaming and everything else. Like
in the streets, there's yelling and screaming.
Like the Angry Greek.
Like the Angry Greek.
But there's lots of them.
Okay.
And they are surrounding. They're surrounding the joint.
And people are getting arrested. Like I'm seeing this on the news. People are getting arrested.
Civil disobedience.
Okay.
That's what they call it.
All right.
And that's what they do. That's kind of like the badge of honor. Is they make they do something to get themselves arrested to show that they're for the cause. And that's not unique. It happens like at most major strikes as people get arrested. And then they send out pictures of them smiling. They're getting arrested because they know they're just going to get a ride downtown and then let go. But I guess they're doing their thing. They're yelling. You don't. If you're a union person, you don't want to cross the picket line. If you don't care, you might not want to get yelled at. That's the problem.
Well, that's what it is. It's aggressive, right? So somebody has to do the job, and the casino has to stay open 24 hours a day. The casino's not shutting down.
No.
And like you said, it's unfortunate because you want the casino to be able to do business. And by the way, we talk about this all the time. I mean, Virgin's like empty, right? I mean, it's not like a
Virgin,
very busy casino. It's not hustling and bustling, you know.
No, Virgin's got a lot to do, but I mean,
Yeah.
that also speaks to them. If they can say we're not doing that well, we can't really, sign these contracts. So I don't want to get into it because that's as close to politics as I want to get.
Right.
I just know that when it was my job during the big Frontier strike and I was starting the Las Vegas Advisor, I used to have to walk through picket lines, and man, they got nasty. And
It's aggressive.
They scream and yell and threaten and everything else, and I didn't take well to that.
Yeah.
I did some screaming on my own.
Yeah.
But I did what I needed to do. So it's not like you can't go in. You can, but you're probably going to have to take some flack.
Right. Now, I'll tell you what, I got footage of it. I don't know if we'll be able to, I don't know if it's good footage because I haven't reviewed it, but I was driving by Virgin and I did see people picketing out in front. And I just thought because of the show, I said I should take some footage of this. And, it was aggressive. People were yelling and screaming and picketing, and it was a scene.
Well, if the strike's still going on next week, we'll show some footage. All right.
All right. But we also have the Jackpot Gents that we're going to be releasing. That video's upcoming.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to one of these questions down here about, again, Vegas Matt.
We got a $10 bar tab from JC Reed.
JC, cheers.
Bar
Thank
tab.
you. Let's
Cool.
do it.
Fantastic. Thank
JC,
you.
what are you drinking? What are you drinking with us?
Payman from Wisconsin wants to know Andrew's schedule.
Let's talk about that. Guys, I got shows coming up. I'm starting to get booked as a comedian, so that's good.
That is good.
This coming Saturday, not this Saturday, but Saturday, November 30th, I'm going to be at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club at 11:30. It's the late show, and it's going to be wild. It's going to be your buddy Gooch, Brandon Gooch Hahn from Comp Radio 92.3 out here. So that's going to be exciting. It's a late show, it's going to be a party. And then I also have another one coming up on December 11th at the Cornish Tavern downtown. And that's with Diaz, the comic.
Stop.
And,
Stop. Andrew, get your beer off the table.
Oh boy, it's the table police. All right. This is a real clean bunch we're dealing with,
Okay.
This is a
That's the pit boss.
All right.
Out there. All right, now carry
all
on.
right,
Carry
the pit
on.
boss got me. All right, that's good.
Carry on.
This happened last episode
I
too.
know, you do it every time.
All right. So the Cornish Tavern, this is a little ways away, December 11th. We'll talk about it on the show, but this one's really exciting because it's a new show featuring a bunch of different comedians that are local Las Vegas comics, and it's run by Diaz, the comic. You can follow her on Instagram, and also her boyfriend is Chris Kale from Five Finger Death Punch.
All right.
He's the bassist, and he's going to be performing on the show too.
Great band.
So yeah, great band, great guy, really funny, by the way. So I've been seeing him perform at Wise Guys.
Well, by the way,
And,
that Cornish pasty place,
uh-huh.
it's a happening bar, man.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, there's they got a lot of games in there. They've got a lot of, it's a different scene, and they do these Cornish pasties. That's what they're known for. They got a lot of good food, but it should be good.
And they're going to have some specials.
Okay.
So that's cool. And Diaz, who I was talking to, also works at Able Baker. So we're talking about getting some Able Baker beer in here because I told her that after I had some Atomic Duck, after like 3 of them, I felt like I was like really kind of buzzed and I fell down and broke my thumb. So,
Okay.
And she said you should talk about that on stage.
All right. Since we're talking about sponsorship and all,
Okay.
here's
This week.
the eggnog is out from Ellis Island.
Yeah.
There's a lot of booze in there, folks.
Yeah.
We're going to have a little sip of it later on.
It is delicious, by the way. It is good tasting. They do this every year.
They do it every year, and it's $10. I think this is $40 for this bottle. You can take it out, and it's $10 to buy it at the bar.
And it lasts a while, right? It lasts a few months?
Yeah, I drank some from last year the other day.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Take it from us.
I was the only one who would drink it, but yeah, it does last. It's really good. I mean, you can put it on ice cream and stuff. Phew.
All right.
Damn good, man.
That sounds awesome. That sounds like a party.
Okay.
How'd you do in the Silver Sevens tournament?
Oh, let's talk about this. Is so exciting. The Silver Sevens blackjack tournament. So
Okay, so let's go to the next.
yeah.
All right, Silver Sevens. I did what I was supposed to do. All right. Again, when I was playing professionally, I played with a guy named Stanford Wong, and he said the best thing that can happen to you is you take first, And the second best thing is you take last.
Right.
Because that means you were trying to take first. So I took last. I took last in the semifinals.
Let's clarify. You made the semifinals, which was very difficult because you have to be first at your table to first you have to get in, and then you had to be first at your table. No second place advancing.
Yeah, well, there were 180 people in the tournament,
Right.
And I got down to the final 30,
Right.
and then it was 1 out of 6. So I'll tell real quickly because there's a couple lessons in this. What you try to do in a tournament, even a 10-hand tournament like this, is you want to, in the beginning, you want to opposition the money. And you want to do that when you're behind as well. If you're way behind and people are betting small, you want to bet big. If you're way behind and people are betting big, you want to bet small and hope they lose. So I came off the top and I bet the minimum and everybody else bet near the maximum. I got a blackjack, but I'd only bet the minimum. Right? And everyone else, the dealer busted. So all of a sudden, I'm a few grand behind right off the bat.
Yeah, just a bad start.
Now, everybody bets in front of me, they all bet the max. And I've got a perfect opportunity to bet the minimum.
To oppose them.
Yeah, to oppose them.
Which is perfect strategy, right?
Right.
Which is what you're talking about.
Right, and I bet the minimum again, and I get a second blackjack in a row.
Oh, boy, just
now,
bad luck.
Right, so the minimum is 100, so now I've got, and you get 2 to 1. So now I've made $400. And now I'm in the dealer bus again, and they're all betting max and doubling down and everything else. So now I'm 10,000 behind with 8 hands to go.
So yeah, you got to get lucky in these games, which is part of the thing that we always talk about. That's so fun about a blackjack tournament is you could be a guy who learns like me and still win. You could be a guy like expert like you and still lose. So
you walk away there wondering how expert you really are. But anyway, no, that does show anybody can win in a blackjack tournament. And that's why you want to play these things. But congratulations to the winner. I didn't know him, but he came off my table.
Yeah.
And he ended up going all the way and winning.
No, this guy was over the moon, and it was so much fun. And the Silver Sevens crew over there was they were just so accommodating throughout the whole tournament. It was very well organized.
Wendy, the head of marketing, was there, and Jack, the GM, and all the other guys that were helping out. That was a great idea, and I can't wait for the next.
I'd like just to real quick talk about my experience because I got in last minute, and I had a real fun time, and you actually kind of like gave me some words of wisdom before I competed. Now, I didn't advance, but I had some things like you happen, and it was just happenstance that the guy who won, and I got pretty damn close to in the end there.
Well, first prize was 100 grand.
Yeah.
Right? And the guy took down 100 grand.
Yeah.
But it didn't cost anything to play, so we had some fun.
You take your shots.
Yeah.
The
worst thing was I played it sober. I should have been drinking, and maybe that would have been different. I don't know. Whatever. All right. Somebody asked me a question direct, so I want to answer that. Anthony, what is the best way to play 100% payback rebate promotion? Loss of up to $1,500 will be paid back in 3 separate trips in free play.
I have a comment. Huh? Did you get that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So in a rebate promotion, typically what you want to do, this is when we go out sometimes when you go to a bar.
Okay.
And they're giving you $20 if you lose 20.
Okay.
And in a rebate promotion, essentially the way to play it is to bet big. Bet big right off the top. So if you're playing, let's say you're playing video poker and you're typically a quarter player, you want to become all of a sudden a $1 player or a $2 player and hope you never get that rebate. Hope you hit something big. Hope you hit a quad. Hope you hit the royal.
Yeah.
Or anything. And hope you never get that rebate.
Yeah. It's a $4,000 or $8,000 royal.
Yes. And so you bet, it does 2 things. One is it's mathematically the right way to do it. 2 is it lets you be a baller all of a sudden. You never played dollars before, you never played $2 before, now you get to do it.
Right.
Now typically you're going to lose that money, you're going to lose it fast, then you go to the rebate, then you play it back your regular way. And how you do it really doesn't matter. Play it all at once, play it 3 trips, play it whatever, just play it at your regular game.
But you say in that when you're playing it back, you want to play a high percentage game like a blackjack or
well, yeah, you want to play whatever, and it doesn't matter. It's free money, and you want to play at the highest percentage game as you can, but you should probably go back to your regular limits so you have a chance. When you get through the entire rebate, cash it out and take your money. But the great shot is that you hit something big before the rebate. That's what you're going for.
That's what you want. Okay, so now that I understand the
that's
question.
Where your edge is.
Yeah, now I get what the question is, but the whole $1,500 thing kind of like threw me off, and 3 separate trips, and anyway. But The one example of one that you can play, a lose 20, get 20 on the Strip, is at Casino Royale.
Yeah, that one's a little different. The bar ones are better. I mean, the Casino Royale one's got
You have to lose 20.
a few stipulations to it that make it a little. It's still good. Yes, it's a good play, just like in the bar, but it's an ongoing one there, and you don't want to keep playing the ongoing one. You want to do it one time basically and be done.
Okay.
That's
and
the
that
play.
basically keeps your variance within a certain frame.
It keeps you from overplaying your edge.
Okay.
And that gets a little complicated. But that game's a little bit different from what we're seeing in the bars.
Okay.
All right, but the main thing to remember when you've got a rebate is that the edge is when the rebate is still to come. You know what's a great book for that?
What?
Radical Blackjack.
Okay.
Arnold Snyder wrote in Radical Blackjack how these rebates work. It's a little bit of a complicated chapter, but boy, it shows you what you can do and what people have done in casinos making deals and negotiating their deals. It's a good chapter in that book. Here's one we've got to get to. It says Gene Scott here. And this is the Gene Scott. It says, always keeping track of what's happening in my favorite city. I want to say to Gene, our thoughts are with her. Her husband, Brad, died this week
Oh, jeez.
after quite a long decline. And
Her beloved husband. Her husband was
they did
gambler.
They did everything together. They were both players. They were both winning players. They were terrific gamblers. They put out several books for us. I knew Brad very well. I've known him for years and years. He was a great guy out of Kentucky, I believe. And thoughts are with you on that. So here's one. Here's one to Brad.
Yeah.
You got to drink to Brad. Okay, what else? What do we got, Tanya? You got a
If they're
question?
keeping
for us?
track on my head.
Not for long. It usually doesn't
Yeah,
last very long.
no. I don't plan on drinking more, but I for whatever reason I'm thirsty. Would you buy a condo on the Strip for a full-time residence? Yeah, if I could afford it, I would. I mean,
I would not.
okay, so first of all, you got the whole city center area. The parking's probably a little bit of a disaster, but like I would live there. If I were to buy one right now, I would look at Palms Place or maybe the Signature, MGM Signature.
I'd look downtown or in the middle somewhere. I wouldn't be looking, like panorama towers. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I wouldn't be looking at that.
Downtown would be great, like you said. Downtown I think that would be a real fun place to live.
Yeah, essentially real estate, is just always a solid investment. But, I think the go-go days of the condos here in Vegas have probably passed us quite a while ago. So I thought about it. I sold a house after my kid left, and I didn't have, I had a big house with nobody but me in there. And I was going to go downtown and get a condo, but I went against it. I got a place closer to the office. So, it's up to you, but I don't think it's an amazing speculative play, in terms of long-term appreciation and value. That's all.
Okay, so what I would do is I would get a place at the Palms Place, and then that way you could be right by, Tim Ho Wan. You could be right by the Ghost Bar, all this fun stuff to do. If I had a little extra side cash, I would definitely buy a place at Palms Place.
Okay.
Yeah. Great question, by the way.
All right.
Any word on Andrew Economan?
I got a text from Andrew Economan 3 days ago. And for those who are wondering, Andrew, the question is, any word from Andrew Economan? Andrew's been on the show. Yeah. He was the GM at Downtown Grand.
Right.
He is now in the middle of something happening, and he couldn't even tell me what it was. I'm not holding it back from anybody. He said, I can't tell you yet, but he says something is happening. So wherever Andrew lands, it's going to be good.
All right.
So we'll let you know as soon as we know.
Wherever Andrew lands, it's going to be on his feet, and we'll let you know.
Maybe it's going to be a casino named after him called Andrew Land.
That would be incredible.
Andrew lands.
I could go too.
Andrew Land. You could be a part of it. You could be his right hand.
They want to know if we're going to get Vegas Paulie C on the show.
What does he say? Hello, 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 or something?
Hello. This is Vegas Paulie C.
We absolutely, probably, maybe, I don't know, probably, I think, will.
Yeah, let's get him. I'd love to get him on the show.
I want him on. I like him.
I want to try his tacos.
He's, I don't know what that means, but he's been to the office. I know him.
Okay.
I would love to have him on. I want more influencers on.
Yeah.
What we did with Vegas Matt was was pretty damn good. We're up to 112,000 views on that one now.
Yeah.
And
we got Matt Borey from the Jackpot Gents coming out next.
Next week?
Yeah, next week that'll be out.
Next week, and then we're going to look to some of the others that have actually contacted us and said, I want to be on the show. So if you're out there and you're an influencer, big or small, let us know, because we're going to try to go that route. I think there's good information in that. I think it brings new customers to us. I mean, new viewership to us.
It expands also the conversation in the gambling, collective.
Yeah. It gives me a chance to be jealous of them.
Yeah.
According to everybody.
Right, the haters to hate. Gives a chance to haters to hate.
Yes. So yes, we do want more. Thank you for the kind words about Brad. That comes from Gene Scott. So, okay, very good. Let's see, what else we got here? Real quick, somebody asked, they always ask, or else we put it in anyway. Circa Survivor.
Yeah, what's going on with Circa Survivor?
Started with 14,200 plus, down to 99 players.
Yikes.
99 players.
Do you still have your piece of a piece?
I do.
So you're still in it?
I still have a piece of 2.
All right.
And the expected value of one ticket of one entry now is $144,101.
Okay.
$144,000.
Yeah.
That's what that thing is worth in expected value going forward.
Just back to the Silver Sevens, final, it came down to 2 people, and they tied at the end, which was crazy. And they decided to not chop it, not split it. They decided to compete, and it was winner take all. So the one guy won $100,000. It was very intense.
Unless there was a deal made beforehand, that's always a possibility. But
it was in the moment.
I'm just saying. Sometimes deals are made.
Sometimes, yeah. But that Silver Sevens blackjack tournament was wild.
Cool. Okay, what else we got? Got a question? Okay. While we're waiting for a question, Tanya, you'll tell us if there's a question we need to answer, right?
Yeah, I mean, someone asked what your thoughts on Tuscany.
My thoughts on Tuscany.
Tuscany's great. Well, you say what
that's
you
your
think.
All right, that's your thoughts.
Well, I like some of the games there, and I like that they give you a lot of free play, and they got a good restaurant and free parking. But
which is good.
They don't. Their showroom is small. I don't know the show that they put on. I gotta check some of that out. But if you're just gonna go to a local place and get a nice meal and hang out, go to Tuscany.
Tuscany's always been a strange one for me. I like them. I think they could be good. They don't work with LVA, so I have a little bit of a bias there. The people who have been there have said no, which is dumb because everybody around them, Ellis Island and Silver Sevens and, even Virgin at one point before their troubles, everybody's going, they're working with us, but they haven't. But there are some good things about them. They have a great Italian restaurant there.
Yes, that's what I'm talking
Very
about.
good. They've got a great lounge with free entertainment. I'm not sure what the days are there. We put it in the LVA. So there's a lot to like about Tuscany, and I like their rooms are actually, they probably need a little bit of an upgrade, but they're big. So I kind of dig Tuscany on one level, and on another level, I'd rather be friendly with the people who are friendly with us.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that makes sense. You know what also that I should mention about Tuscany, just since we're talking about it, and I know you like Circa, and they have a Circa sports book at Tuscany.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Circa's a good sports book for sure.
So that's, if you're a sports bettor and, and the other thing about Tuscany is I've talked to people from LA that stay there, and they look at it as like a nice boutique casino with a nice pool and like you're just kind of like, it's not the nicest place, but it's a nice place to stay.
Cool.
Well, JC Reed is really funding the show.
Okay, JC Reed.
JC Reed again. Stop doing that, JC. Don't send us more money. We don't need money. Send us a 6-pack. And you'll be just as good. But no, thank you. But you know what? Here's one of the things I liked about Vegas Matt. He was like, we don't ask people to send us money,
Right.
And I dig it. And Andrew's going, shut up. But no, we dig it. It's nice of you, and it's cool. But we'll answer questions for free here too.
Yeah, we will. But I tell you what, for $20, I really want to get into this question. I really want to understand. Because it says Anthony, your thoughts. The BJ at the Palms has gone to shit. All 6 to 5 and continuous shufflers. Okay, so yeah, probably. I don't play live blackjack at.
Wait a minute, what's the rest of it? He says, ask PB about it. What's PB?
I don't know.
Paul Bunyan?
Pit Boss.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay,
Oh,
okay.
I thought Paul Bunyan.
I thought Paul Bunyan too.
Asked the pit boss about it. Was told they're trying to run the card counters out. Terrible for an off-strip joint. That's so dumb. I mean, my thoughts on that. My thoughts on that is ridiculously dumb. They're trying to run card counters out. I mean, so you make the game bad for everybody, and then eventually. People are going to play it. They're going to play it anyway, probably, and that's why they get away with it, and that's why they do it. But you're not going to, get a reputation. You're going to get a reputation for being a bad, gambling house, which that's not what they want there. They want a reputation of being a kind of a loose gambling house.
Right.
So it doesn't make any sense. People are too afraid of card counters. Card counters, they don't understand that if you are a great card counter, really, really good, with a really good spread, which is going to give you away most of the times anyway, you've got about a 0.75%, less than 1% edge, maybe 0.75% edge.
Right.
Anywhere from there to 1.25%, depending on your spread and what you can get away with. They're not going to take out much money, and most people cannot play it properly. They think they can count cards. They read a book, one of ours may be even. They read it or they pass it underneath their nose, and they don't study, and I call them pseudo counters.
Right.
And they can't win. So you shouldn't be afraid of them. If you find one that's tremendous and you've watched them and you see they're good, then you kick that person out, or then you tell him that he's flat bet, and do it nicely and give him dinner and give him a drink at the bar and tell him, please don't play here. And that's the way to do it. You don't kick out every single person that you think's counting cards because you think they're taking your money. That's just nonsense.
Well, right. The nice way to do it is just put them at a flat bet. Say, hey, we think you're counting, so, we're going to flat bet you.
Right. And go ahead and tell me, like, no, I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right,
but
right.
You can kind of tell. After a while, you can tell who the good ones are.
Right.
The funny thing is, they used to always go, well, how did you meet people in Vegas who do what you do? You meet them on the table when you're playing. Like when I first came to town, I didn't know a soul here.
Okay.
And I'd be on the table playing, and I'd see another guy, and I'm keeping the count, and I'm moving my bets, and I'd see the other guy moving his bets just like me, or he'd see me, and one guy looks at the other guy and goes, "You want to talk?"
He goes, I know what you did.
Yeah. Do you want to talk?
It's a psychic conversation.
And 9 times out of 10, you go say hi, and it's all done. And 1 time out of 10, or less so than that, you hit it off.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you go, wow, this guy's cool.
Yeah.
And that's how teams got formed and everything else.
Well, also, you used to talk about how pre-internet that you used to joke around and call it the information conduit, because you would be able to meet people that were gamblers to share information about gaming, about strategy, and about how to actually beat the casinos.
Well, the information conduit was simply having phone numbers.
Yeah.
Because there was no internet, and this was even when I came, it was before cell phones, but then when cell phones came, it just meant that you were on the other guy's speed dial.
Yeah.
That when something came up, he knew he could trust you with the information, or she. There were girls who played. I'm going to talk about one in a minute. And you knew you could trust them. And there was a quid pro quo, right? The quid pro quo is you tell me, I tell you.
Yeah.
But don't tell anybody else.
Right.
And that was the information conduit. You had to be in that group. And now it's on the internet, and somebody finds something, you're like, don't tell anybody, and somebody goes, hey, look what I just found,
Right.
That kind of deal. Or the Las Vegas Advisor, which goes, hey, look what we just found.
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah, it's tough also because you kind of like run that line as a gambling book publisher. You have that chapter in Gambling 102. It's an advantage play chapter. There's got to be a group of people going, don't do it. Don't put it out there.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
So that's part of the information conduit of the year 2024, almost 25.
So J.C. Reed, thank you again. And again,
thanks,
we
JC.
don't want to act like we're panhandlers here, but we do appreciate it. Of course we appreciate it. When somebody takes you out for dinner, you're like, thanks, man.
Yeah.
That was cool. It's like you like what we do. So we do appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. And by the way, thank you so much. Yeah, it's the holiday season.
And
give.
And one more thing, even though this is anti sort of what I'm just saying,
yeah.
Anybody who does that is 100% to get their question answered. So let's just
highlights it. I mean, you can see it. It's like,
because we miss the other sometimes. So here's one that I want to handle because of what we've just been talking about. True question. Where do I get the calendar? You know what they're talking about.
Let's talk about the calendar because we mentioned it in the last episode that we published.
We're talking about a gambler's calendar that's coming out, a 365-day calendar.
Right.
that we are going to sell. We're going to resell it during in our Christmas catalog and all.
And it's got different information for every day.
Every single day.
Yeah.
And we are going to have a holiday catalog coming out very soon with all the different things, with all the books you can buy for your friends and husbands and wives and all that kind of stuff. And this is one of the new items we're going to have. This a gambler's calendar. I mean, basically what it is. And what's interesting about this is that the person who put this together, and the question, where can I get it? You'll know soon enough when we put out our catalog. The person who did this was in the office today.
Okay.
We were talking to her. She goes by the name Miss Brown.
Okay.
And this is the calendar. On it each day has advice and trivia about gambling, which I'm going to tell you right now you can trust. Miss Brown is one of the best female advantage players I've ever known.
Right. This is a curated calendar. Like you're not putting out
Right. Right, and
some
I'm saying,
second-rate thing.
and it's come out by somebody who really knows their stuff. And if you want to know who she is, one of the other things that's going to be in our catalog is our book Advantage Players, which we talked about. And there's a chapter called The Unsinkable Miss Brown, and it's about her. And you can read who she is, and you would have her calendar. So the answer to your question is you can get it from us or some other outlets, whatever, but you'll be able to get it from us through our catalog.
Okay.
And it's a good one. I've looked at it. It's
and
good.
this is something that we'll probably be talking about in the next episode or two because, as the holiday season comes, calendars are great gifts for the new year.
Absolutely.
This is the time to buy a calendar. This is like the one time of the year where it's like you're right on time to buy a calendar. So.
Okay, so here's Mr. Brain 4. I haven't even read his question, but I know that Mr. Brain always has good questions. He goes, some advantage play takes from the casino, but some takes from other players instead. Casinos should not be afraid of the latter. Okay.
Yeah, good point.
You know what he's saying?
Yeah.
He's saying all this stuff that's going on with the casinos kicking out vultures. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about the vultures that come in. And I've had some correspondence with Mr. Brain, and he is a brain. He's a brain.
He knows.
Yes, he knows what he's talking about.
He's got a big brain.
And he hits it right, the nail on the head.
Yeah.
That these machines have been put together for the casinos to make a maximum amount of money and the more they're played, the faster they go through their cycle and the more money the casinos play.
Correct.
However, the casinos don't like it because they go, we don't want you winning the money. We want our people, everyone winning the money.
You want a fair spread of winnings to go throughout.
That's what they want. And what he's saying is that it shouldn't matter. And I agree with him 100%.
I do too.
Because it's not a finite pool. It's not a finite pool. That what they're saying is that if a advantage player takes the money, he's not going to gamble it back like an idiot. Actually, some of them do because they have leaks.
Of course.
They're advantage players, but they still have leaks, and they gamble it back one way or another.
Absolutely.
But others will not. So what?
Yeah.
You go through it. Every time you kick somebody out, you are depressing your winnings as the casino.
Yeah.
And he's saying they shouldn't do it. Now, when we're talking about vultures who are assholes, who stand over people and intimidate people and blow smoke in their face, should kick every one of those people out.
Yes.
But the ones who do it gentlemanly, I agree with him 100%. So I know he wanted me to make that point, and he will write me and go, thank you for making that point, but you should have said.
Because he's got the brain. Because he has a big perspective. All right.
What time is it?
It is 4:36.
36. Okay, so we got 10 minutes.
The Angry Greek will be on in about 5-6 minutes.
All right, we got the Angry Greek on ice, but we're going to let him off. We're going to let him off the ice. Get him nice. Can we get him a beer? Is the Angry Greek? Good.
Oh, the Angry Greek's drinking already.
Good.
Oh yeah,
Let's get him nice and lubricated.
AG. Angry Greek.
I'm already angry. Right?
You got anything to say when we bring you on? You do?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah. Is it PG or is it R? Is it
both?
Little R. Okay.
I want to say to that point, and I'm going to just kind of admit something about myself here that you probably already know. I like to read books that have gambling information, and I've learned a thing or two since my time here and at LVA. Thank you. And sometimes I'll go to the casino and I'll see something that could be considered an advantage play and I'll play it. And guess what? It'll go my way or it won't go my way. But I'll still go play the other games. I'll still go. I'm just like exactly what you're talking about, where I could win a few $100s, but then I could also give it right back.
Yeah,
It's perfectly normal.
The only one, again, to finish that, the only one they're going to lose money to that they won't see again are the cream of the cream of the cream. I mean, the best ones. I'm telling you, how many brilliant poker players, you know, I could name them. I won't, but I mean, brilliant poker players who are so good at making money will go blow it off in the casino and betting sports, shooting dice, doing whatever other stupid things they do.
Yeah.
You know.
I was up a little while ago, and I'm sitting at the casino, and the bar, and I say to myself, "Oh, okay, probably time to go. I'm a little bit ahead." And the bartender says, "Hey, do you want another drink?" And I go, "Yeah."
Okay.
And that's it. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's all that happened. Yeah, sure. And so, you know, now I'm here, and I'm hitting the button again, and I'm playing a negative expectation game, and I'm back in the hypnotic rhythm of the game, and I'm having fun, and, you know, and that's what happens. And so, you know, you go from up to down, but you're still having fun, and you're getting a little lubricated with your drinks.
Well, I noticed that Mr. Brain is commenting on the things we're saying. So those of you who are interested in this discussion, read what he's saying. And I'm telling you, he's correct. You know, he is correct about this. Maybe there's some casino people watching. It's the same thing as I'm just saying right now. I can't help it. I just can't help myself. I'm going to become the angry Polak. Pole. Sorry.
Let it out.
Sorry, excuse me. I'm Polish, so I can call myself a Polak. Okay.
Yeah.
It's all good. People in the casinos who think it's bad when people are playing roulette, red and black, against one another. Because they're trying to get comps or something, they are wrong. It's okay. Both of them
still playing a terrible game, right? They're still playing roulette.
They have the same 5.26%
Yep.
edge. It doesn't matter if they cover it with a bet on the zero. It doesn't matter what they do.
The variance will catch up. The math will work.
It'll work more clearly then because there'll be no variance. They're cutting the variance down there, and they're going to get their edge no matter what. You want to encourage, if you're a casino, you want to encourage that. And if you're a player, I discourage you from doing that. But anyway.
Well, if I was a casino, I would look around at all the social media and all the stuff on Advantage Play and all the books and everything that's out there and go, this is great. It gets people excited about gaming.
Some of them do.
You know, it gets excited about, I think the smart ones do. Because it gets you excited about gaming. It gets you excited. It gets you into the casino, which, by the way, isn't that what you want, like, as an operator? Like, you just want people to come. So if I got a new game and I think that I'm going to go play it and have some fun, like, I'm going to get my ass to the casino.
Yep.
So.
All right, did I say 5.26 or 5.24? What did I say, Angry Greek? You weren't listening.
6, I think.
Good, because Brain's on here going 5.26. I go, is he correcting me? Did I say 5.24? It's 5.26. I hope I said it. But has Brain been drinking? I'm drinking. I've got beer on the brain, so, you know, I'm a beer brain.
Yeah. Well, when people do impressions of Anthony, they say, oh, well, you're going to play this game. It's going to be a 98.65% game. You know, but you don't want to play this one because it's going to be 97.22, and that is going to be all the difference.
I'm such a boring nerd. I mean, that's what it all boils down to.
But it does make a difference, right? Because this stuff, these numbers we're talking about, like, it sounds like a 1/4% or a 0.5%, but it gets compounded over and over and over, and that's the important. That's why the casinos can't lose.
That's right.
Yeah,
because they have the edge.
It's just compounded over
and they're infinite.
And over.
And they're infinite.
Yeah, and then you're going to go play Keno. I'm going to go play Keno.
Oh my God, we get to so many concepts here. Oh my God, the guy was giving me crap on the thing about not talking about money management. Oh my God, that's okay. Okay, I'm becoming the angry Polak. I am. AP.
441.
AP. Let's bring him on.
Right,
AG,
so,
the angry Greek. Where's this?
Now this is not your first time. Let's
we have a
grab that
seat?
chair over there. I'll scoot over a little bit, and then we'll get George.
I'm bringing some
George.
presents. What do you
All right, George.
George
bringing
ain't
the
getting my.
picture.
He ain't getting my seat.
This
No.
is George Antonakis, which this is his second time on.
Second time, George?
Yeah, George was on with Hollywood Dave. This is your second time on. We had George.
Here's why we like George.
Look at this, a middle chair.
First of all,
You
George
boys
is,
are all right. You boys are all right.
George is a poker player.
All right, good to see you.
George is a professional poker player and an AP. He knows his stuff. But
George knows things.
But he is also a food reviewer for
That's right.
the Las Vegas Advisor.
That's the only thing I know how to do, really.
And he's going to tell us. I'll tell you what. All right, let's jump into this the right way. Here's a real question. It says, would you allow a live audience for Beer Friday? We would attend if we were in town. We're thinking about that, but getting on the show, you kind of got to be somebody. Okay, there we go.
The standards are low, though.
I always like when we have people out there. I always like when we have people at the office.
He's like the anti-influencer.
Well, we've had George on to talk about the World Series of Poker. That was when you were here. You were here with Hollywood Dave, and it was a great episode. So welcome back.
Thank you.
It's nice to have repeat.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
What do you have to say?
I don't know. When you started, I hear about the vulture, right? So like the thought in my mind of the vulture. I'm praying a vulture ever comes up to me.
I'm getting it.
Praying.
Praying. P-R-E-Y?
No, I'm praying like
You'll
this.
Be praying on
like neither one of us will be back in that casino.
Tell us what you mean. What do you
Someone
mean?
blowing smoke in my face, trying to get me. I don't really play slots though, so it's not a good likelihood.
Isn't that true? When Miss Brown was here today, we were talking about that, and I said, she goes, yeah, she's female. What's she gonna do? She goes, yeah, it's bad when they do that. I go, anyone ever does that to me? I go, I'm going to smash his face, and then I'm going to call security.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell him that, too. I'll say, you leave, or I'm going to smash your face now, and then I'm calling security.
But just so,
I've actually
people
done that.
who are watching know what we're talking about, right? What we're talking about is like if there's a game that maybe turns positive, and somebody recognizes it, and what they'll do is maybe they sit next to you and start blowing smoke, or they'll light a cigar, or
blowing other things like farts and stuff like that.
They'll just be like, they'll do something that's really nasty.
They do that, what I just said.
Right.
They do.
So you have to recognize that it's happening and that it's not coincidence.
Well, you can just say, get out of my face.
Yeah.
Vulture.
Yeah.
When you're angry all the time, you're just waiting for someone to do something like that.
Well, that's not me. That's you.
It's me.
But I mean, you would, right? You wouldn't put up with that.
No, what? No, what are you talking? No, but no, that would be it. We'd both be out for probably banned for life.
Yeah.
Because there'll be a altercate. But I don't know. They seem to attack the weak.
They do. They look
people they think won't. I just have a scowl in general. I think that.
I've had it happen
they
to me.
won't.
I've had vultures come to casinos
Give
while
them
I'm
the business
playing.
or what?
Former rugby player. This guy.
Yeah, broken down. We're both broken down. We're broken down men.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I am.
All right, so let's talk some restaurant reviews. We got the Angry Greek here. Why do you get the nickname the Angry Greek? Do you want to talk about that real quick?
I think he gave me that. Did he give me that?
Yes. Okay. All right. I'm going to say it.
All right, let's get into it, Anthony.
Without disclosing all the details, I've truly never seen anybody who gets so angry and conflicted when something goes wrong that he doesn't agree with. It's not that he can't take a loss, but he bets sports. And if somebody does something, here he goes. And he will. I've never seen a guy go off like this. I've never seen a person go off like this. And I started thinking, why don't we film this? And he'd be like the anti-influencer. Would people want to watch that? Like a guy losing his shit like crazy? Just like
I think he gets a lot of clicks. I think that's clickbait. A guy losing his shit.
I will say I've never seen you laugh so hard. I don't remember much because I started a cascade of rage betting. I bet on all my Clemson teams and they lost every bet. The 1 week I bet on them, they lost first half, first quarter, everything done. Then I met you at the bar and I was just max betting on the video about blackjack and just flicking, the machine's an inanimate object. I'm flicking the machine off. It's just, 100 to spin, whatever it was. I think it was 100 maybe, 50 credits. I don't know, whatever. But you were laughing pretty hard.
Well, look,
I was on one.
For the audience, he calls it rage betting. It's called going on tilt.
Yes.
No, you've all heard, you're familiar with that. That's called going on tilt.
Yeah.
And this guy doesn't go on tilt. He goes upside down. I mean, it's just like amazing. Yeah. And I sit there. I sit there in wonderment watching. I'm going, now I know this guy's smart. I've taught gambling with him. He's quoted numbers. He's fast. I'm like, what just happened?
I lose bets that I watch football for 40 years, and it seems like once a month I'll lose in a way I've never seen. And if Dan Lanning's watching from Oregon, I'll tell you what.
Here it comes.
Here
Oh
it
God,
comes.
here it comes.
I'm laying 3.5. I'm down by the hook. There's like a minute and a half left. He goes to kick a 35-yard field goal to go up 6. I bet the second half. He fakes the field goal from the 35. The guy gets tackled. I lose the bet. I rage bet on Bo Nickel instead of John Jones. You know why? Because Bo Nickel was fighting next. I couldn't even wait.
You couldn't
For
wait.
30 minutes to just dump it on Jones, the sure thing. I lose all the money I won on Jones on Bo Nickel, and it ends up being $1,200. Not like a ton of money. Like it's Dan Lanning cost me like $1,200. I was just furious,
All right,
fuming.
So what you just heard is like a 2 on his 10 scale.
Right.
That's a 2.
But
That
you see
was
what happens.
him yelling right there and raising his voice is a 2.
Can we start chugging beers? I mean, do you think that would like help?
Doesn't
Like,
make a difference.
Okay.
He could be stone sober. He could be drunk as a skunk. It's the same result. I've seen this. It's like, wow. Is that right, Shauna?
100%.
100%, she says.
It's unbelievable.
Any
The
comments?
stuff these guys do, I don't
Comments
even.
are you just broke their audio and anger issues, question mark?
Broke the audio and anger issues, question mark.
Did I hit myself in the chest? Maybe.
All
Yeah,
right.
of course, anger issues.
All right, this guy's also, he's a food guy. He's a food guy, and I will say, what did we eat today, Tanya? We had the fish, the salt and pepper fish
Oh my gosh.
from 808.
You didn't even call me.
I didn't want to share. I didn't
How'd
want
you
to share
get
it.
it? That's all the way
They know
out
you.
there. That's
They said
You
don't
said hi to
forget.
Dennis?
Yeah.
Telling you what.
That's 808 up on
dish.
808 up on Buffalo. It's tremendous.
I was gonna say I thought it was on Durango. thought it
No,
was-
it's on Buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
it was
Buffalo.
great, and Tanya ate most of it, but left some, and it was cold. It was still great. It was great.
You usually got to get the fried fish within, 20, 30-minute window. You got it cold and it was still good.
What's the place that you guys were talking about on Durango with the fish? By Brewski's.
Oh, that's Other Mama.
Oh, yeah. They got
Yeah.
a great happy
Well,
hour.
but that was originally one of the restaurants that you guys talked about where you had the fish, and
Well-
I think we talked about it on the show.
That was 808.
Yeah, that was 808.
That was
Was that
808.
Yeah, that was 808 because Other Mama's is up on Durango. That's another thing. I ate at their new place, their new Mexican place called, oh God, I can't, what was it called?
Chamana.
Chamana, good man. This is a food guy. Chamana, I ate there yesterday. I had,
Okay.
It's like Nouveau Mexican, and I
nice.
had their huevos rancheros. It's very good. We got to talk more about food here. Tell us more, AG.
I don't know.
What do you want to tell us about? You want to tell us? I wrote something that you've told me. 808 for sure.
Palette's right down the
Palette
street.
Tea Lounge?
Palette Tea Lounge is newish, maybe less than a year, but
In
really
Chinatown.
good dim sum, good prices, nice place. If you're looking for some new dim sum, I see. I belong to
And
these.
where is this? What streets is on?
Right here on Spring Mountain. Right
down
up.
the street.
We
Okay,
can
so
walk
it's in the
there.
middle of Chinatown.
Yeah,
Okay, and what's the name again?
Palette Tea Lounge.
Okay. I like this.
This is a very nice, very good dim sum spot.
Well, I like this neighborhood. I'm trying to try more places like around the corner, like the Spring Mountain area. Like
This is the spot, man.
They have
This is
so
it.
many good restaurants in this spot. I mean, they have Yama Sushi. They have, just so many.
Oh my God, are you kidding? Like Shanghai Taste. Today, I'm going to do, all right, I'm not going to do it on this one. I'm going to do it on the next, not the next one because we're going to have Matt Borey next. That's already in the can. The next one we do live, I'm going to talk about the place I discovered. What was it called, Tanya? That I went to get the fingerprinting today. Because I'm going to jail. But no, I mean, we had to get licensing. So I had to get fingerprinted and I had to get notarized.
Yeah, if you go to jail, they'll do it for free.
Yeah, I know. That's why I had to pay for it. Best notary, best fingerprinting in Chinatown.
Yeah.
A guy from Taiwan, 70-year-old dude, it's talking about being a good human, and he's charging $10 for a notary. The whole freaking world is $15 or up now. $10 for notary and $25.
GTS.
G what?
GTS.
GTS, and we'll do that again on the next one because I go, you're cool. I go, I know people. I'm going to tell some people. He goes, oh, thank you. We work together.
I didn't have Notary in Chinatown on the bingo card today.
Oh, it was great. It was
That is
great.
a surprise.
I love this guy, and I love this place. I go, I'm going to tell. I know some people. I'm going to tell some people. So
There
we
you
just
go.
GTS. Yeah, it was good. 4570. I think that's what it was. 4570.
Yeah.
Get him in the rewards book.
Ooh, that's a good thought.
And everyone there that needs a notary when they come here.
See how stupid.
All the newlyweds.
See how stupid we get on Beer Fridays? We go off on like a million tangents.
Well, I gotta tell you, I met a lady the other day, and you know, it was this is a really funny story because she didn't realize she hit a jackpot, $11,000 on a $1.75 bet.
Wow.
And she goes, I didn't know they give you cash. And I was like, yeah. I was like, they give you cash. Like so.
And that's so bad because like
Yeah.
now you got to be so careful, especially gosh.
That's what people don't know. You can win.
People
You can
don't
win
know when
$1.5
when
million,
they-
and you can say I want it in cash, and they'll load you up with duffel bags. You walk out with it.
People-
Like if you want cash, they have to pay.
You know what? There's a show that they do. It's like a conference that they do every year.
Oh.
It's called Game Protection by a guy named Willie Allison, a guy I've known for a long time. And Willie does a podcast about certain things that are happening like criminally in the gambling world, right? And we'll I don't have it with me right now. We'll put it in the description box. But I read on that thing so many times that people get robbed after hitting a jackpot. You have to be so damn careful.
Yeah.
You have to have them escort you out. But here's the problem: they follow people home.
Now listen, if
They
you
literally follow people home.
if
you have to have your
win
head on a
anything of substance, you have to take a check because they're reporting it to the IRS anyway. Do not take the cash.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to take a check. Say, I want a check, or they'll pay you in casino chips. You walk to the cage. You say, listen, here's 50 grand, 30 grand.
Leave it in the
100
cage.
grand. Give me a check. I don't want to have to deal with that.
Agree.
That's-
Leave it in a cage.
it's a no-brainer.
Because that's what
Yeah.
they're doing. They're following people home now.
Yeah.
I mean, give me a break.
Well,
I mean,
not
what's
only
wrong
that,
with people?
There was one that I was going to send you the other day that I saw in the CDC. I believe this is this week. There was a report about a husband and wife, and the husband was, woke up. He was drugged, and he woke up.
Oh, I saw that today.
Yeah, it's recent, and he was missing his watch.
His wife saw it.
Oh no, his wife was in the other room. He got a room with a hooker, and then he woke up, and his watch was stolen.
That's what happened. That's
You know
exactly
what?
that's exactly what
It
I read.
sounds a little too familiar, except for the wife.
He had 2 rooms. He had 2 rooms.
I'm reading some of these comments. Look, IPA Noah, 888 Japanese barbecue for the win. My man, that spot is great. Debbie H, Pizza Rock, overrated. I'm sorry, Debbie.
Ooh,
Gets
I
a
like
ton
pizza.
of love.
I
It
like
just
Pizza Rock.
doesn't ring the bell at the highest level. It's not bad, but it doesn't ring the bell.
Biggest slices in Vegas. Biggest damn slices in Vegas.
Biggest isn't always better.
It's good pizza. But
No, it's not. I don't want to. I'm not saying it's bad, but I have others.
Are you
that
listening to me? Biggest slices in Vegas. All right. Okay. Go
I
ahead.
like Pizza
Good,
Rock.
do this. Answer them.
Pizza
I was
Rock
looking.
is good.
8 East inside of Circa, fantastic. The
Happy
dumplings there, really good.
Good happy hour. I don't think it's fantastic. I think it's a great happy hour.
If 8 East was in Chinatown and was half the price, it'd be fantastic. But you're paying casino prices in there. Very good though.
Yeah.
The short rib dumplings are great.
Okay.
The brisket fried rice, very good.
All right. Could do some more.
They said Bagel Mania.
Haven't been. I heard it's great though.
Bagel
It's
Mania-
expensive.
Bagel Mania is expensive because
Yeah.
they moved to the strip, but Bagel Mania, that's bagels as far
It's
as
good.
I'm concerned. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm from Detroit, and my dad worked at a place called Oak Park, which is bagel heaven. People in Detroit will know that's a Jewish enclave, bagels and delis and all of that, and he used to bring them. And Bagel Mania, in my opinion, has the best bagels in Vegas, but they've gotten expensive.
I've heard great things.
It's great. It's great. It's just expensive. And by the way, one of the things I do like about Bagel Mania, I think it's the only deli that actually also has video poker. Like, tell me another deli that has. You can sit at the bar and play video poker. I mean, come on.
Oh my God, are we
You're a
going?
maniac, aren't you?
Yeah, well, if
I
I'm
love
having a
it.
bagel
I
and
love
cream
this
cheese,
guy's yeah, every day. He's putting in
it's
work.
a little bit better with video
putting
poker.
in
That's all I'm
work.
saying.
Are we actually going toward an ongoing segment on Beer Fridays where we bring in the Angry Greek and we talk about food?
I'll answer any food questions, but
are we going in that direction right
I
now?
have to
Is that happening?
qualify. Like if you live like way east, I'm not gonna be in it. So like strip
You mean like in
downtown.
you mean like in Japan?
Well, yeah.
Like way east? Like,
I don't know
like-
much about Japan.
In the
I'm
east?
gonna learn though. The way east of Vegas. I'm more of
Oh,
strip
east of Vegas.
downtown, west
You
side.
mean like Henderson or something? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Next.
All right, so we got a few minutes here to
Any more
just
questions?
wrap it up, guys. We're gonna wrap up soon, so maybe leave some questions. I don't know who drank more, Anthony or I. I think it might be even.
It's
but,
pretty
yeah.
even, but I was like 4 ahead of you before we started. Give me one. He just finished. Give me one too.
I did that just for the camera. I was already done with that one.
Yeah, so what? 2-3 beers.
Yeah, I think this is my third. I just like to drink for fun.
All right. Any more
I'm looking for the comments. I'm looking for something,
food questions?
some
Oh,
final
fuck.
questions going out.
Before I go downstairs.
I got you.
What about
By the way,
eggnog?
that's not something to aspire to. Oh, I drank more.
How's the 25 coupon book doing? That's a good question.
Going well, actually.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing. The question is, there's nothing I can disclose right now because nothing is completely finalized. But this is the time of year people don't understand. They go, "You got this in the can back in July." No, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't even start till November because the casinos won't even talk to us. We're talking about member rewards right now. They won't even talk to us because they've got other things on their mind. And this is when they talk, and we have to scrunch everything into a small window. You asked me today, same question, how's it going? And I'm like, we just started yesterday, you know? And that's the way it works. I've done this for 20 some years. That's the way it works. But so far, everybody's like, yep, we're back. So we shall see.
Here's a good one.
Can I tell you one of my favorite? Yeah, I think I know what you're going to say because this is one of my
Slot player
favorite.
versus table games? Or
No. This is one of my favorite comments I've ever
Oh,
seen.
all right.
You put the fun in functional drunk. I mean, be still my heart.
Who's
I mean,
you? You?
I don't know. I hope
me?
they're talking to me. I hope they're talking to me.
you guys.
I think they're talking to the collective.
You guys are
but
great.
Anyway, go George. But
So
that,
here I saw
to me
one
that
that
was
said,
hilarious.
How come slot players get better comps than table game players? So usually the
House
worse
edge is
because they're
higher.
the
dumber.
worse odds.
Yeah. The house
The
edge
more
is
of a
higher.
sucker game it is, the more you're going to get comp. That's why poker players don't make anything. We get screwed. They don't care. They give you a little bit of comps.
Well,
you
we
know,
also
buck
say
an hour.
that if you want to know why slot machines cover the casino floor,
I mean, what's the hold in that? 12%?
it could
For
be.
what, slots?
Slot 12%.
It
Huge.
depends on the
10 to
D. It
12.
depends on the D
But
now.
remember, it's
yeah,
compounded.
up to that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're taking a negative 10% edge compounded, like that's humongous, right?
It's really bad. But you're going to get that bonus. Come
Yeah.
on, Buffalo.
Love watching Anthony get wasted.
This guy's a machine. 3 beers. This guy's not wasted yet.
I've been going all day, man.
Well, thanks for the invite. You went to freaking Dennis's place without me. All right. Let's see how it is.
I didn't. Tanya did. What else you got? We can go a couple minutes over. What do you got?
All right.
If they're coming, let's go.
5 o'clock.
We got AG, man. We may get AG back here.
This is all the
for-
Vegas food questions. I haven't. They should be firing right on in.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we start making this a feature, then you'd have to show up every third Friday. But then everybody just fire your questions.
They might want to know my qualifications.
Between you, me, and Andrew to some degree, and the audience, we're going to have an opinion on almost every one of them.
On everything, and they might want to know how I'm qualified. I have an Italian mother and a Greek father. It's in your blood.
That's a lot
Okay,
of
so
food.
it's in
You're
your
born-
tongue. You got
you're-
the taste buds.
You're just
Is
born
that what
into
it
it.
is? Okay.
So
You're
which
born
one?
into it.
So which one does the tabbouleh come from?
That's not Greek.
It's
my
an
man.
inside joke, everyone.
Oh, see, he's like, what about the tabbouleh? I'm like, that's like Lebanese or something. It's like, it's not Greek.
This is a good question. Poker pay tables at Bagel Mania. I imagine they're not good.
That's for you.
They're terrible.
I imagine they're bad.
Yeah, they're as bad as they can be.
And you
Yeah.
don't even get a player's card. If I remember correctly, I said, is there a sign-up bonus? And they were like,
You know what? And they're so bad. I haven't even gone there and tried it to
so
try
there's
to
a
get.
salmon bonus.
Yeah, to try to get. Yeah, can I get a? Can I
You
get
and a bagel with locks if you get a quads
Yeah.
on a Tuesday morning.
It's not a play, but it's there for people like you who want to just play while you're waiting.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you're sitting there, you're at the bar, and if there's a bar with video poker, it's just a more inherently like fun bar to be at,
Yeah.
So
agree.
I guess.
I'll play this.
Even if you're the only one playing.
Yeah.
That's called Andrew. That's called a leak. A leak.
It's a little bit of a leak. Yeah,
Andrew and I have a few leaks. We're not like machines like you. Anthony's like, there's no such thing as runs of cards. You're stupid.
Well, let's talk about this because
I'm like, there's runs of cards, Anthony. He's like, there's no such thing as runs of cards. Some idiot can't come on your table and mess up the flow. I'm like, yes, they can.
Well, no,
And
they
have.
can't. No,
yes,
they
they
can't.
can.
No, they
They've
can't.
done it for 25 years, at least 30 years. I don't
we're
know.
getting into an
No,
existential
they can't. But anyway,
argument here. But
what else we got? Come on, we go another minute.
Ooh,
or
look at
so.
this. This is a good one. Greek. Andiamos or top of binions for lamb. I like both restaurants.
Oh.
I didn't even know they both serve lamb, but I'm going to give Andiamo the nod in general over top of binions. But they're both good.
I would guess that too.
They're both good. You can't go wrong either place. Especially with the LVA coupon, 25% off. Andiamo's fantastic, though.
Yeah, at top.
I haven't had the
at
lamb
top,
at either place.
Yeah, the discounts at top of binions.
Yeah,
So
but I love 'em
because
both.
of that, we got to go top of binions.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
In a vacuum, you know.
I don't know. We haven't tried the lamb, so we're just guessing. We're guessing on this.
I'm saying restaurant.
I'm-
In a vacuum,
all
the restaurant at Andiamo I would take over,
So I'll give you a better one.
but they're both good.
Here's where you go for lamb. Then you go to Hugo's Cellar.
Haven't been.
Oh my God, are you serious?
we talk about
You're
it all
up.
the
You're
time.
up. Cancel what I said with him being on the. You never been to Hugo's?
No.
Oh, you idiot.
I haven't been everywhere.
Oh, you angry idiot.
It sounds like a
We
challenge.
just changed you to AI.
Don't worry.
They have the greatest rack of lamb, and
They do have the
Shauna will get a rose when you take her in there.
and it comes with sides.
And yeah, it's a full. When you
I've
order
heard it's
something,
great.
it all comes with sides.
I'm gonna take your credit
Hugo's,
card and I'm
man.
gonna really do it up, and then we'll come back with a great review.
I don't know about the credit card thing, but yeah, absolutely. What else we got? Come on, we're on a roll. What else? Can we go a couple more? I know you guys.
It's a good question.
You guys can still go home.
Lamb via Andiamo versus Top of Binions. The view's way better.
We got
at
any
the
more
Top of
before we
Binions,
wrap
I'll
it
give
up?
'em that.
This was fun. Fun ending.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun, guys. Thank you for watching.
Are we done?
I'll see
We're
this.
done.
We'll be
Suzanne
back
said
with the
Hugo's
jackpot
has gone
gems.
downhill.
Someone, yeah, I saw that too. I saw that. Hugo's has gone downhill. Have you been lately, Anthony?
I was there a year ago, and it was awesome.
What have you done for me lately?
I was there a
You know,
year ago.
I hear it.
And I will say once again,
Yeah,
Taylor, our receptionist,
that's right.
her stepfather, John Simmons, is the sommelier there. And he's been there for like 30 some years, or if not more than that. And John is the greatest, and he will take care of you. And I'm not just saying that because of that. John is great. One of the first in Vegas. It's true.
I love the
You
comment.
angry idiot. Hugo's Rack of Lamb is fantastic.
I believe I said I haven't been. Sorry, Holmes, I haven't been there to comment. I saw one. What's Anthony's favorite buffet?
Are there any buffets left?
I got an answer to this.
Well, you're not me. What do you mean you have an answer?
Go ahead. Tell him what your favorite buffet is.
Now?
Wicked.
Yeah,
My
what,
favorite
what is your
buffet-
favorite buffet?
There's not many left. You don't
Well,
have many to choose from.
There's 13.
Yeah.
Well, there's only three
And
to
spot
choose
buffets and whatever. Yeah, well, are you talking about at any price? Are you talking about, for a deal? For a deal, it has to be South Point, even though I don't like them anymore because they don't like us. I mean, for
Right, but that's-
for LVA subscriber, it's got to be Palms.
For
because
sure.
because you get
For
half
sure.
off.
Yeah.
And if you just got money gazooms everywhere, then it's got to be Win. That's what I think.
Okay.
I think your namesake's very underrated too. Anthony's down at the M.
I ate there.
You didn't like it?
But is that an everyday
okay.
buffet? That's not.
I
an
ate-
everyday-
No,
ate-
it's
I ate
Sundays
the-
only.
It's
The
only
wait list, it's like
Sundays.
6 months long. It's $100.
I don't count that as a
I
buffet.
ate there 2 weeks ago, and we got reservations.
Wait, you ate the
with
buffet or you ate it
The
dinner?
buffet
You didn't like it,
with 3 days notice when I was there at
All
the yeah.
but you didn't like it.
I liked it, but here's the problem.
How many
with-
lobster tails you
And
had?
we're going to talk about that. I had a couple, but I had one. But here's the problem: they don't have a drink component to it. I'm like, what's the drink deal to add on? It's $99. What's the drink deal? Because it doesn't come with free champagne or anything like that. So how do I add on with that? They're like, we don't have one. Here's our, you got to pay regular price.
as you go.
That's a killer flaw, man. That's a killer flaw.
Well, I'll tell you, Caesar's Bacchanal buffet and the Wynn buffet.
It's Bacchanal and Wynn are the
they're-
top
but
tier.
they're
I
also
mean,
the
it's-
most expensive.
Of course.
You're talking about $90 a person, and you're talking about king crab legs.
I'll take Win over Bacchanal any day.
But
Okay.
you're getting
Okay.
That's the.
But they're very similar price though. The Win and the Buck and all. They're both
Yeah.
about $80 to $90 a
You're
person.
getting more premium food though.
Okay. Do we have a closing question? And then we're done. Last one.
Michelle hates buffets. She's like, I hate buffets.
Michelle hates buffets.
I mean, you're forced to eat like a slob and just bloat yourself. I agree. Like, yeah, it's demands that you just grotesque yourself.
I wonder if that's Michelle. It could be Michael from France. I don't know.
Could be.
It could be. You see how it's spelled? It's got one L. It could be Michael from France.
Could be Big Mike. We don't.
I don't know.
Big Mike's had a bad month.
I'm just saying.
All
I
right,
don't
you
know.
guys. Cheers. This is another Good Beer Friday.
right,
We'll do it
boys.
again in a
All
month.
right, salute.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you when you least expect it.